My name is Robert Christopher Wayne Weathers. I live at 3102 Central Hill Road, Ector, Mississippi, 38841. I'm under attack. People are driving parasites through me from a remote location. I can also hear their voices. They're very hostile, demeaning, negative. They try to control me. They torture me. They keep threatening me and my family. They're premeditating our deaths. This is what I know, or this is what I have experienced. There's more space in the universe than humans can see. There are extra dimensions. We have biology in these extra dimensions. We utilize this biology to have an afterlife. When we die, we move into this biology and it cleaves off of us and we fly into outer space. Scientology is the practice of utilizing this biology before you die. So they remove it from themselves and use technology and techniques to turn it into a vehicle they can drive around in the upper dimensions. A large percentage of these people have become criminal. They do things like invade people's privacy, invade their homes. They stalk people, breaking and entering. They kidnap people, traffic humans. They steal people's biologies. They try to control people, assault with deadly weapons, weapons of mass destruction, torture, rape, murder, identity fraud, identity theft, intellectual property theft, destruction of private property. They like to poison people's food and water supply. These are Scientologists. So this technology allows them to do several different things. First, it allows them to create a hive mind. This technology interfaces with their neural tissue and it links everybody to a computer. Everyone can access a digital world where they can communicate with each other. They can even have sexual relations with each other. This technology is very complex and intricate. They can isolate individual neurons, isolate thought patterns. They can stimulate thought patterns. They can let people experience, in lack of a better word, like carnival rides stuff with emotional stimuli and thought pattern control. This technology also allows them to create surrogates so they can drive other organisms. They can drive humans, animals, insects, worms. This technology also artificially stimulates brain tissue and it elevates neurochemistry. So they are artificially stimulating serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine. These people are also conditioned to practice Scientology and to create surrogates. This is literally the act of removing body parts from people and organisms and sticking technology inside of them, wiring their body parts up to devices and computers. This is all they do for a living. It is their employment and their hobbies. They do this constantly. They're conditioned to do this. Plus, they are very criminal. All of these aspects have created psychological conditioning within these people, psychological issues within these people. They are psychotic, delusional, irritable. They stay angry. They're easily offended. They like to kidnap people, uh, boss people around. They are jealous, greedy, petty, machoistic. Scientology used to be only afforded to grandmasters, people that have excelled in Scientology, Freemasonry, Skull and Bones, and government agencies. Now these people that have gained access to Scientology are assimilating their families and their friends, and they're practicing Scientology on the public. So institutions that are involved are radio companies, media companies, marketing companies, social media, internet companies like Google, Microsoft, tech companies, big businesses, the government, politicians, government agencies like the CIA, the FBI, the military. And they're using this technology on the public without their knowledge. Marketing companies and Facebook and internet companies, they're using this technology to invade people's privacy, to read their minds, to see into their environment, and to try to control their behavior and their thought patterns. To do things like gain information on people about what they're buying, about what they could buy, and to try to change their behavior to increase consumerism. Governments are using this technology for surveillance purposes and to try to control people's behavior, and so is the military. They assimilated me 13 years ago, and I didn't want to be controlled. I didn't want to hear voices. I don't want to be told what to do. I don't want to see things. I eventually started yelling at these people. They started harassing me, and eventually they started giving me parasites, biological weapons. I'm being harassed right now. They're saying this is my fault somehow. I was an activist on Facebook and an author. I participated in politics a lot. We persuaded elections, policy. We discussed environmental issues and religious issues. I'm also an author. I write a lot, short stories. I write about a lot of ideas. I inspired a lot of people. People became attracted to my psychology. These are internet companies. It started on social media. So people started to install devices in my brain. in an attempt to read my mind and to merge my brain with theirs somehow, to gain my intellect. I yelled at these people every night. They're hostile. They harass people constantly, people they don't like. They cause bad things to happen. I already had a stress disorder. They exacerbated it. Eventually, they started stealing body parts to try to create a surrogate, and they used them for their own transplant purposes too. So they literally cut brain pieces out of my head and stuck it in their own brains. In an attempt to gain my intellect, my ability to create. I wrote things like Crazy Bird Comics, the Environmental Creation Agency, Divine Currency, or Buffalo Dollars, Alien Bob, Bug Bob, and several others. They want to be able to utilize the brain that created these things. And now they're petty and jealous, and they don't want me to have it. So they're using the powers of the extra dimensions, or extra dimensional biology, to destroy my biological function. See, our upper dimensions come with special abilities. We have powerful eyesight. We can see in 11 dimensions, down to the molecular level. And they can access the inside of organisms in the upper dimensions. It depends on their cleave. They're using this ability plus their ability to drive worms, torture me. Some kind of science experiment. Breaking the law. Nobody polices these people. There's no authority in the upper dimensions. So Scientologists get away with whatever they want to do. They're trying to control the United States using technology. They make constituents and surrogates in all institutions of our country. Anybody that has authority, they like to control these people. They have destroyed my biology in the upper dimensions. I don't function properly anymore. I don't experience things anymore like emotion or recall. I don't experience my nervous system like I should. We have extra dimensions in all of our biology. On top of that, they have my brain wired up in an attempt to control my neurology or parts of my brain tissue, my neurons. so on and so forth. And they subject me to other people's thought patterns. You're breaking the law. Get away from me. I don't care what they said. You're breaking the law. These people are cowards. They do this because there's no way I can defend myself against the upper dimensions. Then when I leave, they break into my home. They steal things. Like I had a flash drive I kept a lot of evidence on, and phone cards for keeping a phone service. They stole all that. They torture me, assault me badly at my places of employment. And they do things like drive cows and animals out in front of me to destroy my vehicles. They don't want me to succeed in any way. They don't want me to have any money or transportation. And if I leave, they assault me badly and they destroy the property of anywhere I go. They're disgusting people. All they do is body snatch for a living. They practice Scientology on people and they steal biologies for surrogate making purposes. So he sits here and he stimulates my neurology and my neural system, or my nervous system, and then he sees where it's lighting up and he assaults it. They kidnapped me 13 years ago. I did not react very good towards it. Then they became hostile.